is a little interesting. Candace Owens connects Charlie Kirk's assassination to a $1 billion DuPont deal. It's really looking like Turning Point is a money laundering operation for global elite, with Turning Point insiders getting their cut. So this is Steve Bannon.
This is a holy war against the deep state. Donald Trump is our instrument for retribution.
And there is where we should all be shocked that we allowed ourselves to be manipulated with this type of wording. This is occult wording. This is new age Kabbalist wording. Donald Trump is not an instrument.
Donald Trump is our instrument for righteous indignation.
And every one of these people are getting arrested and things are coming out about them.
So we have a lot to talk about. And shout out to Allie Top Files. She is on here with us. So everybody hit the like button. Let's get to it. We got so much to talk about. Y'all just grab your popcorn, drop the popcorn emojis in the chat, and let's get it. Erika Kirk is so much worse than we thought. This goes back so dark. It's absolutely crazy. I'll talk about a little bit about how I said Erika Kirk is literally adjacently kin to mob people who are in the mob, but this is even worse.
Why does Turning Point USA use an auditor that missed $59 million in fraud in China, lost a $50 million negligence verdict, missed 10 years of charity theft? That was with the Catholic charities. Got fined $580,000 by PCAOB. Tyler Boyer's defense. This is fake news. TPUSA and all Turning Point organizations have an annual audit every year. I'm just asking questions. Turning Point is an illegitimate of a company as these Somalia daycares. Apparently, one spends donors' money fraudulently, the other spends tax dollars fraudulently. A Turning Point USA staffer has been accused of a newly filed lawsuit of kidnapping a child. I brought you that a few weeks ago, but this is where we're going to get really deep. A top leader of the national conservative group Turning Point Action, which has amplified false claims of election fraud by former President Donald Trump and others, resigned Thursday after being accused of forging voter signatures on official paperwork.
That's crazy. So let's take a breather for a second. I want everybody to remember that the CEO of Turning Point USA is Erika Kirk. So everything Turning Point USA is doing after Charlie Kirk passed away is under Erika Kirk. So everything that isn't Erika Kirk, but it's Turning Point USA, Turning Point Action, Turning Point Faith, or the other shell company is still Erika Kirk. And I want to pause that and get a little deeper with this real quick. So I'm going to be switching back and forth because it's so crazy. I got to show you this. And then Allie will get into everything else.
A form called a 990. Every nonprofit organization has to file with the IRS every single year. It's public. Anybody can look it up. These are financial disclosures that organizations like Turning Point USA are legally required to submit annually. And I've been going.
And shout out to Dank. I don't know where Dank is. I think his Instagram page got deleted, but this is my guy, Dank. His channel is Dankster, and the full video is in my description if you want to watch the full video. He drops bombs in this video.
Going through TPUSA's 990s for days, going on weeks now, page by page, line by line, and I've gone through every single IRS documentation from every single Turning Point entity. All right, there's actually 4, but we're focusing on Turning Point USA Incorporated, the LLC's 990. Now, I've been looking for irregularities. I've been looking for patterns, and I've found something that is going to shatter everything that they've told us about what is going on about the life insurance policy of Charlie Kirk. This is a Schedule L. We're going to get right.
So the life insurance policy is the reason why we're having this conversation right here. Keep that in mind. The life insurance policy.
Right to it. So if you look up here, it says Schedule L. All right. Transactions with interested persons. So essentially, this is dealing with involved insiders, board members that they do deals with. There's an entry in here. Essentially, these are loans. Okay. So you can see here, it says loans to and or from interested persons. Okay. So it says name of interested person. So that means that they're giving a loan to this company, GGLF 2023 LLC. All right.
So a lot of insurance policies, people would, have a certain, I forgot which type of insurance it is, but you can actually you can take out a policy and then you can turn around and borrow money against it.
This stopped me, and it made me, I had to go through it a few times because I didn't quite grasp. I had to reach out to a buddy of mine and ask him because this isn't my wheelhouse. I'm not a tax advisor. You know what I mean? So this is new territory for me. But once I did, that's why it's taken me a few days to come out with this research, because this is something that shattered me when I realized what was going on. So look at this entry here. This is a loan to, okay, not from, it's name of interested persons. If it was for TPUSA, it would be to TPUSA, okay? Yeah. The interested persons for the loan is GGLF 2023 LLC. It's a loan for $350,000. And I'll zoom in there so you can see it. The original principal amount, okay, from Turning Point USA going over to something called GGLF 2023 LLC, as you can see right here. All right. Now, the purpose is a split dollar life insurance policy. All right. Loan to or from the organization. You have to understand what this means. All right. So the organization is always going to be referred to as TPUSA because that is the organization that is filing this.
Wait. Somebody said you can't hear me. Can you see the video? Hold on. Let me make sure. Allie, you there? Let me make sure.
I can hear. I can hear everything.
Can you see the video?
Yep.
Okay. Somebody said they can't see the video. Let me make sure. Because sometimes the video won't show, and I don't know that the video is not showing. Okay. Yeah, everything's showing. Okay. All right, cool. I'll just make sure.
It's 990. So any entity or mention of organization is always going to be the organization filing the 990 or the documentation to IRS. So it says relationship with organization, purpose of loan to or from the organization. It's from TPUSA to GGLF 2023. And it says this line right here, read it with me. It says entity owned by president or CEO.
Here we go.
The organization. So relationship with the organization. This entity, the LLC, is the entity owned by the president and CEO of Turning Point USA.
And as you can see, it's 2023. 2023. Keep that in mind.
For a split dollar life insurance policy. So it's a loan from TPUSA to this GGLF 2023 LLC. That is owned, the LLC, GGLF, is owned by the president standing of TPUSA for a split dollar life insurance policy. So they loaned money to GGLF, who is owning that company, which is the president and CEO of TPUSA, for the original principal amount of $350,000 with the balance.
Okay, now some people are saying, we've heard this before. No, you haven't. He's adding something to this that nobody has talked about. Just wait.
Due of $355,268, $355,000. All right. It doesn't say entity owned by Charlie Kirk. It doesn't say entity owned by Charles J. Kirk. Entity owned by president and CEO and or CEO.
So this part right here is the most important, and he's about to explain why.
You understand what you're looking at. They didn't tie this to a person. Okay. Whoever holds this document, whoever holds the title of president and CEO of Turning Point USA owns this LLC. Charlie Kirk was the president and CEO. So Charlie Kirk controlled GGLF. You follow me, right? But what happens if Charlie Kirk isn't the president and CEO anymore? Because that person is just a title on this document. All right. Look at it again with me. Entity owned by president, CEO. It has no name on it.
So just to add clarity to what we're looking at, this is not just about this insurance policy. This explains motive. One thing, like, let me say this. If I have a wife, she's going to have an insurance policy out on me because she's my wife. But the fact that there's no actual name on the insurance policy actually explains motive. So we're now talking about motive and not just this insurance policy.
And now I will say in the filing, okay, if we go to the initial filing, it doesn't have, because Wyoming doesn't require the names of the people. It's kind of like Nevada, like Delaware. You've been seeing in the news lately on social media. They don't disclose who actually owns a company. It's secretly hidden behind the filing, right?
And Allie, let me know if you got anything to if you want to add something.
So that's not disclosed. But the original filing of this was through a tax law firm. Okay, so let's get back to this document and let's talk a little bit deeper about what this is. They didn't tie it to a person. They tied it to a title. Whoever.
That part right there is the most important part about this, not the insurance policy. Everybody takes out insurance policies on people.
Holds that title is the person who owns the LLC. Again, Charlie Kirk was CEO. He owned that LLC. He died. What happens if someone else holds the title of that LLC? Someone else controls GGLF. Someone else controls the loan to the life insurance policy. The money gets paid out to somebody else. That doesn't follow the person. It follows the title. The money follows the title. Why would you ever set it up that way? Why wouldn't you just write entity owned by Charlie Kirk? Unless you were planning for a scenario where Charlie Kirk wasn't the CEO anymore. Unless you were planning for something that exactly what had happened. All right, I'm going to show you the timeline so you can really understand what's happening. And so we can figure this out together, because I can't figure it all the way out. But I'll tell you what, I have figured out why Erika Kirk is the CEO, in my humble opinion, allegedly.
Because the thing about it is, a lot of us.
Wow. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, that's the first time I saw this video, actually. I know I've, like other people in the chat are saying, oh, we already heard of this before. But no, I didn't hear of it like this, because I can't really chime in when I haven't watched this whole video yet. But yeah, this would make total sense, because now she's CEO and they didn't put any name there. And now it's hers, basically.
And it shows motive. See, the thing about it is, this is different because it's an LLC. It's not money that goes to Erika Kirk. It goes to an LLC. That's the biggest part about this. And then for anybody who ever wondered, because we all did wonder, why is the wife jumping in trying to be CEO of Turning Point USA? Just so y'all know, CEOs are hired just like, any other person is hired. You go hire a person that was the CEO of Nabisco, or the CEO of Kellogg's, or the CEO of a tech company, and then you bring them in as CEO of Turning Point USA. That's how CEOs are hired. You don't just turn around and make somebody else the CEO, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. And as you can see, Erika Kirk doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And all of this comes in line with what Allie wants to talk about. So the CEO, dying, and then the wife coming in is absolutely ludicrous for so many different reasons. But the reason why she stepped in my opinion, is because that was the plan since 2017, 2018, because I think they started dating in 2019. So I would say the plan started in 2018, and in 2018 was when she was with who, Allie?
Cabot
Phillips. So
9 months before.
9 months before she got with Charlie Kirk. So the thing about it is, you got to look at the pre-planning of this, and not just, oh, she has an insurance policy. No, the years of pre-planning of this is the thing. So we're gonna get to that in a second. I just want to play a little bit more of this because this is absolutely
And I just want to say one thing.
Right.
Charlie is in a video, and he stated, you know, he didn't want you know, a wife to be a CEO of a company. It'd be ridiculous. It's
Right.
he said it.
Right.
So there you go.
Right. So it's so many things pointing to like I said, her family is so many different things pointing to this whole thing being a setup. Because like you said, 9 months before she got with Charlie Kirk, she was hold on. Let's skip to this. It's so much. Let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
let's go to this. So this is Erika and her mom. Who is this right here?
No, that's not her mom. That is. Are you showing that's
No.
Tyler Boyer in the? Oh, that's
Oh,
Erika.
Yeah,
and
I
her
said
mom.
this is Erika and her mom. I'm just
Yep.
showing everybody who her mom. So who is
Yep.
this?
So the one on the left is, I think her name is Janie, and maybe that's somebody that Tyler Boyer dated. Tyler Boyer is the one in the black hat.
Mhm.
This is pictures like from around 2009. Okay. And then that is Chelsea Farnsworth beside him, and then Tyler Farnsworth.
Yeah.
Go back to the other picture. Tyler Farnsworth, which is Terrell's brother, is on the end. So there's two Tylers there. The one in the black hat is Boyer, and the one in the brown hat is Farnsworth. So I'm just trying to show that Tyler Boyer knew the Farnsworth way back when.
So in other words, everybody at Turning Point USA was friends before they even knew Charlie Kirk. Because like I said before, Tyler Boyer, Farnsworth, all these people were in cahoots with each other and attached themselves to Charlie Kirk. And that's the point. We're showing y'all history of all these damn people vacationing together before they even knew Charlie Kirk, because this all was a setup. All right, so let's keep going.
Yep. That's at his cabin, the Boyer cabin. And I just have to say, he's a lot older. He's like 10 years older than these people. So I think these people are now like in their 30s. So back then they must have been like what, 18, 17? I don't know. So he's much older. He's in his 20s, hanging around with young. I just find it odd, but that's just me. Maybe some people do that.
So, okay, explain that again. Who's older
Tyler Boyer. Does everybody know who Tyler Boyer is? Right? He was
Tyler Boyer is a COO was the COO of Turning Point USA. He then got demoted to Turning Point Action and then turned around and took $8 million and sent and switched it from Turning Point USA to Turning Point Action, because since he's a COO, that means Chief Operating Officer. One, he hires everybody, and two, he controls the tax. So go ahead.
Right. So this is at their cabin, and they're just chilling, you know, their kids just having some fun. But I'm just showing you how, like, they know each other. They're not just, you know, they're really good friends, the Boyers and the Farnsworth. So that's just.
So this is the Boyers and the Farnsworths. Okay.
Yeah, that's just like, so Tyler Farnsworth is the one on the right side, and Terrell is in the center there. He was the guy that was at the UVU event. Just showing you the family there. That's their family. Not saying anything that they did anything, just showing you that the Farnsworth and the Boyers knew each other before Charlie Kirk time. And so he knew Erika long before this as well. There's a picture of Tyler with
Erika Kirk when she was 17.
Yeah, he was with Erika Kirk and BB's son too. So
BB Netanyahu's son. Yeah.
Yes. We showed that on another live. But yeah, so this just shows you just like this little this little puzzle piece going all together. This is like that's in a Mormon church in Hawaii right there. Yeah, that one. Yep. I gave you that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is Tyler Boyer, BB Netanyahu's son, and Erika Kirk. And y'all seen this already. I'm just reminding y'all.
Yep, it's just all before Charlie was even in the picture. And it's just very suspicious. That's all.
All right. So hold on a second. Where's the video? Hold on. Where's the picture? Oh, here it is right here.
Gazing.
Okay, so who is in this picture right here? What is this significance of this picture?
Which one? The next one?
Right
That
here.
one? That's just because a lot of people were telling me like, who is Terrell and who's Brian? And he has like apparently I don't even know how many brothers he has. He might have like 4 or 5 or 6. As you can see in the front, there's 2 young ones. There's Dallin and Adam Farnsworth. They're up at the top is Dwayne Farnsworth. There's Brian Farnsworth. There's Terrell Farnsworth, and there's Tyler Farnsworth. And people are like, "Oh, that's his cousin, and that's that." I don't think so, because when I did a deep dive, Dwayne, the father, who's a lawyer, by the way, he is mentioning Dallin as his son, Adam as his son. So that would make it, Terrell's brothers, or it could be stepbrothers. I don't know. All I know is they're all brothers. That's all I know. And they are traveling in Hawaii, and that's a Mormon church behind you there. Yeah. So I just wanted to just show people like, they're all brothers, they're all related.
And like I said, the significance of all this is that Tyler Boyer, along with Erika Kirk, it looks like those two devised a plan to attach themselves to Turning Point USA in order to take the whole thing over, because every single person in Turning Point USA on the high end, on the highest level, were all friends with each other about a decade before she married Charlie Kirk, which shows that this is somewhat of a setup. So let's go back to the tax stuff. Not the tax
I need
stuff.
you to pay attention. All right. May 15th, 2023, the LLC of GGLF 2023, created in Wyoming, organizer of Stephanie L. Hooper. This was set up from Charleston, South Carolina tax attorneys who specialize in a specific type of tax law. Okay. Now, the founder is David Taylor, and I'm going to show you their firm's website, taylortaxlaw.com. All right. And an uncommon tax law firm. All right. And from the founder himself, says, "I'm motivated by taking on a problem which others have said is impossible to solve and which has a life-changing impact on our clients if solved. I solve the problem by being able to utilize 3 decades of experience. What is a great way to live life? By changing the lives of our clients." Why don't they have their information on their uncommon? What is an uncommon tax law firm exactly? I'm kind of curious on what that means exactly. What's interesting as well is that their staff has no mention of the people that sign the documentation as attorneys who actually are on the forms that you're going to see right now. Initial filing, okay? The initial filing for GGLF 2023 LLC from the Wyoming Secretary of State, it shows right here, limited liability company. The organization is GGLF 2023 LLC. The name and physical address of the registered agent is 30 North Gold Street, Suite R. Mailing address is also that. So the LLC, GGLF, the loan company that took out the life insurance for the president and CEO of Turning Point USA, is the same address signed by Stephanie L. Hooper, working for Taylor Foley Law, okay? Attorney at law, phone number and everything. This is so crazy. Stephanie L. Hooper, look at where this company is located at. This is important for all of us to understand so that we can go through this together and you can understand the situation that's being had right now. A $350,000 loan went to a building that has no company name on it for GGLF. It's registered to other companies, and an art studio or what have you, Souvenir LLC, is there instead. That's actually has business hours. So they're obviously a location. They have, I don't know, they have an entity, right? There's pictures. $1 million life insurance policy is dissolved over 60 is dissolved. So while the report was filed, all right,
Sorry, I had to fast forward a little bit.
Loan is for Charlie Kirk. March 2024, an annual report was filed and everything is normal. All right. Wyoming annual reported, submitted, active. May of 2025, Wyoming then sends a delinquency notice to GGLF 2023 LLC that nobody has paid, and those taxes of $60 is the amount owed. Then, so that's in May. Then a month, 2 months later, 60 days later, the LLC is dissolved. So Wyoming dissolves GGLF for non-payment. $60 unpaid fee kills a multi-million-dollar structure. The beneficiary now does not exist. Okay. July 9th of 2025, $60. Nobody pays it. The entity holding a multi-million-dollar life insurance policy is dissolved over $60. Now, watch what happens next. September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk is killed. When Charlie Kirk...
All right, so I want to make sure y'all are caught up. Put a one in the chat if y'all are caught up and y'all are good. And if y'all have any questions, just drop it in the super chat, because I want to make sure nobody is being like, what the hell is he talking about?
And we talked about this before briefly on another live stream with Rachel. We found, because I found that Stephanie girl, and it wasn't located anywhere. She wasn't, she didn't have an address, she didn't have an email, and everything got swiped from the internet January 2025.
Okay, just to make sure. So everybody's putting one is in chat. All right, so just want to make sure. All right, here we go.
Dies, the entity does not exist anymore, okay? He's dead. The LLC has been dissolved for 63 days, and insurance beneficiaries does not exist legally because there's no president or CEO of TPUSA technically on that date, right?
On that date.
LLC dissolves. A couple months later, 63 days later to be exact, I think it is, Charlie Kirk is assassinated. Then, 8 days later, Erika Kirk becomes the CEO, the beneficiary of the life insurance policies company, which is a dead company, all right? She's named president / CEO of TPUSA 8 days after her husband's murder, now also owns and controls GGLF 2023 LLC. Let that sink in for a second, okay? September 18th, 2025, 8 days after Charlie is killed, Erika Kirk is named president and CEO of Turning Point USA, which means that she owns LLC GGLF 2023. And then on December 3rd, okay, LLC is reinstated. Okay, someone brought GGLF back from the dead back to life. That person is Virginia Brown. There's no signature. It's a typed name. I have it right here. Okay, Wyoming Secretary of State, GGLF 2023 is effective dissolution 7/9/2025. And then December 3rd, 2025, Virginia Brown of the same Taylor tax law from registration. So they're running this registrations tax company out of, I guess, Wyoming, okay, for God knows why, filed 84 days after Charlie Kirk was killed. Someone filed the paperwork. Why? And why is it an attorney with no signature? And why is it a Wyoming company from an entity that's based out of Charleston, South Carolina called Taylor Tax Law? I stayed up for the last few days. Honestly, I've barely slept trying to figure out the answer to the question, why December 3rd? Why midnight? And what deadline were they racing against?
And if anybody wants to watch this whole video, like I said, this is my guy Danks. I think his name is Dankster on YouTube. Go give him a subscribe. He's in the Scooby-Doo chat also, so shout him out. And his full video is in the description of this live stream.
Again, 7/9/2025, they were dissolved. 12/3/2025, they were reinstated. This is the life insurance policy company that received the loan from TPUSA. This is already self-dealing, okay? President of TPUSA gave himself a loan to his own LLC in the name of $350,000, which is illegal. That is a way for you to receive money without paying taxes. And who is going to question you loaning? Say your founders and all the other people, donors, they're not going to ask you and dive deeper into a company you gave in $350,000 to. Probably not very typical. All right.
And just for the record, some of y'all may say, what the hell does this have to do with anything? Turning Point USA is almost worth $1 billion, or somewhere in the mid $600 million range. Well, you got to remember, this is donor money. This is a non-profit, and some of it is for profit. So a lot of the money that you are hearing about with Turning Point USA, they can't necessarily spend. And on top of that, we looked up the tax records in a previous live stream. I think Allie, you was there too, where Allie, you remember where they spent $80 million to make $84 million. Remember?
Yes. It was me, you, and Rachel. Yeah.
So me, you, and Rachel, we literally found out that Turning Point USA spent $80 million in order to make $84 million. So just because a company makes a whole bunch of money does not mean they have that much money. It's donors, and you can't just spend donor money. You got to take the donor money and do something with it. And then when they do something with it, then it's a nonprofit, right? So these side companies, because to be honest with you, this is now 4 side companies. Turning Point USA is the main one. So it's Turning Point Action, Turning Point Faith, Turning Point something, and then this LLC right here. And these 4 companies, not Turning Point USA, and maybe not even Turning Point Faith. So we probably got to take that out. These 3 companies are the companies that are actually making money as a profit or for-profit company where they can actually spend the money. Because the thing about it is you have to find a way to, and I'm not saying somebody is, but move money from the nonprofit to the for-profit in order to be able to spend it. So $350,000, you may be like, Erika is worth almost $1 billion. No, the company is almost worth $1 billion, and it's donor money. You can't just spend donor money. It has to go somewhere, or it's a nonprofit. You can't just spend it. So just keep that in mind. It's donor money. It's donor money.
I'm sure big organizations give loans all the time to other companies, but GGLF 2023 served 1 or 2 purposes. There's 2 avenues here, and we're going to get deeper into it. But you must know that 90 days after Charlie Kirk had been killed would be December 9th, okay? Which is 6 days before this was signed, okay, by Virginia Brown, 6 days before. Under ERISA regulations, insurance companies have to make a decision on life insurance claims within 90 days of receiving the claim, okay? If you file a claim on the day that someone dies, the insurance company has 90 days until to pay or deny. So September 10th plus 90 days equals December 9th. December 3rd is 6 days before December 9th. But here's the thing. When Charlie Kirk died, GGLF was dissolved. It did not exist. Insurance companies cannot pay death benefits to an entity that does not exist.
So y'all heard that right? Y'all heard that right? They cannot give out the money.
If the insurance company runs a basic check, all they would see that the beneficiary LLC was dissolved. It's dead and gone, so they don't have to pay it out. But within 90 days, if they have and also keep in mind, they would have to redirect the payout to the estate. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because the LLC is dissolved, that they're not required to honor the payout. That's not necessarily true. But it would say that they would have to directly pay the beneficiary instead of the LLC covering up who the money's going to. Do you understand? Although it does say that the LLC is the president/CEO of Turning Point USA, it's very convoluted. They would have to redirect the payout, all right, to somebody else, not the LLC, unless someone resurrected the LLC before the deadline and unless someone brought it back to life so it could receive the money. But here's what actually kept me up late every single night. Actually, I haven't slept. It's 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I have not slept. I've been researching this all evening and morning. Who has the authority to reinstate a dissolved LLC? Only the owner. Who owns GGLF LLC? Again, the person that reinstated it is Virginia Brown, but this is an attorney, all right? The actual person who owns it is the president and CEO. Who was the president and CEO of TPUSA on December 3rd of 2025? Erika Kirk. She became CEO 8 days after Charlie Kirk was killed, 76 days before the reinstatement. So when the LLC was brought back to life at 12:05 a.m., I don't understand the urgency here. Why is it at 12:05 a.m.? We could find it right here, 12:07 a.m. I'm sorry. Wyoming, on this third day of December 2025 at 12:07 a.m., has been filed for reinstatement. Do you see it now? Erika Kirk, it's her LLC. It wasn't Charlie's LLC anymore. It's not. Do you see why she's the CEO? If they're supposed to pay out $20 to $50 million to this organization that was taking money from donors into this as a loan, using it as a life insurance policy, it dissolved. I don't understand that part in particularly. That's way out of my depth. But I do understand the fact that the president it's not named Charlie Kirk, because you can't give a loan from TPUSA to Charlie Kirk's company. That isn't the way it works, because then he's not, like, first, they haven't even paid it back. There's still a debt on it.
Remember, it was a loan. Okay, so Allie, what are your thoughts on that?
Hello? Hi.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
$20 million. Okay, from what I'm hearing, we got, okay, so my first question, and anybody else's first question, would be, well, if she's Charlie Kirk's wife, why don't they just put out, or, why didn't they just do a normal, life insurance policy for whatever, and then just get a normal payout?
They couldn't use the TPUSA money. Probably.
Say it again?
They couldn't use the TPUSA money, probably.
But if it's a life insurance policy, it's a life insurance policy.
Yeah. And what was the date on that? At December what? I can't read it.
It was December. Hold up. December.
So I don't forget it ever.
3rd? December 5th? 2000.
There's still a debt on the loan as of this time, as of
December
the filing.
3rd, yeah.
All right.
3rd of December at
December
12:07 a.m., which is so odd.
So odd.
Right? So all the way as of through 2024, they haven't paid any.
This just confirms, like, I know a lot of people didn't, because it's a grieving wife and nobody really wants to talk about her. Since September, nobody really did. And more so when she's come to speak out on camera, a lot of people are now speaking about her, right? So this LLC is, I haven't gone down this rabbit hole,
But you see why I wanted to talk about this, though?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So would Charlie know about this? This is my question now. Did he know that this was taken out? Obviously.
According to what Danks is saying, is she took out an insurance policy on the CEO of Turning Point USA, and that's all it was, the CEO of Turning Point USA, in early 2023. And mysteriously, Charlie Kirk dies, and she jumps in within, I think, 60, 30, no, it wasn't 60 days, within a few days.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then there's a chance that Charlie didn't know if it's not put to a name.
I don't think she knew. But why not just take out? Okay, so once she becomes CEO of Turning Point USA, now she gets the profits or the money from this life insurance. But
so let's just say it wasn't her. Let's just say Tyler Boyer was a CEO. Then we go to him. Right? Why is it not named? Right. Why is it not named with no names there?
Right. And that's the thing, because my whole thing is, if it was in Charlie Kirk's name, his estate would get it, which would mean his wife.
Exactly.
So it being CEO versus his name, that's the confusing part. But we still got what, 20, 30 million dollars that got awarded to somebody, but for whatever reason, somebody doesn't want somebody to know that they got awarded this money.
Anything. So that means two things: that Charlie Kirk had received money, or the Charlie Kirk, the president.
The shady stuff that.
Say it again.
I said this is the shady stuff that needs to be exploited, because I do want this out there and somebody to explain it. What's going on? And has Erika even spoken about this? No.
Of course not.
No. So no one's talking about it.
So L2 Design says Charlie's parents froze assets, I think. Okay, so remember when I was saying that there was a possibility that there was a huge lawsuit,
Right.
a Cassie Diddy size lawsuit that was allegedly coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
Because of that, it may have been something that it would have been in their best interest to not put it in anybody named Kirk's name in order for them to not have to, relinquish that group of assets,
What is it written anywhere else on a document with a name, or is this the
N-
only
The only,
document
na-
that we have?
the only name on there, according to what Dank said, is the lawyer's name. So
He's
let's see.
not like first. They haven't even paid it back. There's still a debt on it. There's still a debt on the loan as of this time, as of the filing. All right. So all the way as of through 2024, they haven't paid anything. So that means two things: that Charlie Kirk had received money, or the president and CEO has received money, which was Charlie Kirk. And that way, you don't have to explain to anybody that you're receiving more funds than your allowed income, that your salary. So this is double dipping. All right. Not only that, they use that double dipping funds as life insurance policy money in case something happens or if it was planned. Now, step one, Charlie Kirk dies. Okay. Step two, GGLF is dissolved, has been since July. The beneficiary does not exist. Step three, someone needs to find and file an insurance claim, but the beneficiary is dead. All right. Then you move to step four. Someone realizes we need to resurrect the LLC. All right. So they had Virginia Brown do it. Who owns it? The president and CEO of Turning Point USA. Then Charlie Kirk is dead, which is step five. 8 days after Charlie dies, Erika becomes the president and CEO. Step seven, now Erika owns GGLF. Now Erika can reauthorize the instatement. Step eight, the Charleston attorneys, the same ones who set this up in 2023, file the reinstatement at 12:05 a.m., 6 days before the insurance deadline. And then step nine, the GGLF exists again, so it makes the entity able to obtain the payout of the life insurance as opposed to the direct beneficiary. Then you have the insurance paying out $20 to $50 million. That money goes to GGLF and it's hidden behind the actual LLC. There's no name that we can find there because it's part of the state tax law. GGLF.
So it doesn't have to be declared because it's still with the company. That's something. It has like it like, for an example, it doesn't go into this bank account. It's still over there.
Yeah.
And because of that, it doesn't necessarily have to be declared. But I'm not a tax person.
LF is owned by the president and CEO of TPUSA.
Also,
the president.
Go ahead.
Stuff has been circulating around on X and stuff saying that Erika Kirk's net worth could be exceeding 20 million in 2025 due to the life insurance and donations after her husband Charlie Kirk's passing, which I did send you a DM about that. Like, she's got a lot of donations and a lot of more, 62,000 more chapters were made, and she got $1 million and more donated to her to his legacy and making more TPUSA companies or expanding them. So with her current wealth around 2 million before his death, it's a combined wealth potential over 25 million.
20 million. Yeah. 20 million. So, but like I said, when you have a nonprofit, all the money that is flowing through the company is not yours. It's the company's, because like I said, it's a nonprofit. So you're not necessarily supposed to make a profit off a nonprofit. So depending on what type of person you are, you have to go through a lot of shit in order to circumvent certain things in order to get a hold of the actual money. And that's kind of like what is sounding like is happening here. Either she doesn't want it to be taxed, or she doesn't want it to be seen at all. She wants the money to be hidden somewhere.
And CEO is Erika Kirk. Okay, she didn't become CEO because she was
couldn't put it in his name.
Or it's Tyler Boyer's money because he's COO and he more or less controls all the paperwork, and it's Tyler Boyer's money.
Yeah, he looked really happy at the memorial.
Yeah.
Qualified. She didn't become CEO because it was Charlie's dying wish. She became the CEO because that's how this was structured to work. That's how the money moves. Okay. She needed the title to own the LLC. She needed the LLC to collect the insurance, and she needed the insurance to get the $20 to $50 million payout. That is why Erika Kirk is the CEO of Turning Point USA. And it gets worse. There's actually a legal doctrine in Wyoming called relation back. When you reinstate a dissolved LLC in Wyoming, the law treats it as if the LLC was never dissolved.
Oh.
So it relates back to the date of dissolution, which means legally GGLF is now treated as if it was existed from July 9th through today and never dissolved, which means legally. So that's, through that timeline, that's why it was established within the 90 days. It never dissolved in the first place, which means legally the beneficiary was valid at the time of death. You get what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't, because of the loophole law, for the fact that if you back and resolve the dissolution, you reinstate the LLC, then that means that it was as if Charlie Kirk, who was the president and CEO, who died on September 10th of 2025, even though it dissolved in July, because of the state law on taxes, that means that Charlie Kirk is the beneficiary or the person who gets paid out. And that means that it goes into the LLC's hands. All right. So even though the LLC was dissolved, 60 specialize in uncommon law practices for taxes. All right. For 2 months, from May to July, nobody paid $60 for this life insurance policy. Here's what really gets to me is that this is donor money. Regular people sent $50, $100, $1,000 to TPUSA because they believed in something. Sure. There's plenty of billion-dollar donors that are giving millions for their own intentions, and that happens in every organization for the most part. But most of this money comes from good people, hundreds of thousands of Americans that are conservative, believe in conservative values, and that money funded the premium on this life insurance policy that could have been double acted as hidden payments without taxation.
So that part right there, I'm glad he said that. The life insurance policy, remember, this is a huge $350,000 a month life insurance policy. I'll say it again. And Allie, let me know I'm wrong. Wasn't this life insurance policy $350,000 per month?
That I don't know. That I'm not aware of.
Because it's not a $350,000 life insurance policy.
It's more than that. I know it's more than that.
$20 to $30 million life insurance policy.
It said it because it could exceed 20 million. That's what it says here. But
right.
I don't know.
The more money you put into it, the more money you get out of it.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, this is a $350,000 per month life insurance policy. I may be wrong. Okay. But
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Because I'm not a tax person. So I just want y'all to think about this. Because some of y'all be like, they got money. Why can't they just do A, B, and C? In order to get a life insurance policy that is that big, that high, there's a possibility that they were using donor money every month to keep this going. And it was $60 short, probably because they had, I don't know, I'm just saying 341 million, 300,000, and they like, damn, we can't spend no more money. All right, whatever. So the thing about it is, it's per year. Okay. Cause okay, per year.
Yeah, by month. That's what I was saying. Like by month,
per month it'd be crazy. Okay, per year. Okay. But yeah, so thank y'all for correcting me on that. It's per year. So yeah, it's a possibility because I don't know. They may have been using donor money to fund this life insurance policy. And there is the potential fraud right there.
Charlie Kirk or the president of the company. There's multiple ways that this could be used here. And now someone's collecting or going to collect through the LLC $20 to $50 million from Charlie Kirk's death. And I want to
$20 to $50 million.
know if the donors knew. Did anyone tell them that their money was going into a life insurance scheme structured to pay whoever out that held the CEO title? Did anyone disclose that if Charlie Kirk died, the payout would go to the organization of GGLF of a Wyoming LLC controlled by his successor? I don't think they knew that. I don't think that anyone told them, and I think this was hidden on purpose and in Schedule L of Form 990 that nobody really reads. And now the donors are going to find out that someone from some other place that they don't even know who the hell I am, this is how they're going to find out, because I'm bringing the evidence. This is so strange. They have like multiple addresses, one in Wyoming. They're using it as a registered agents company. I mean, these are not amateurs. These are specialists in creative transactional structures. They knew exactly what they were building, and it worked just how it was designed. So why is Erika Kirk the CEO of Turning Point USA? Because the Form 990 says entity owned by president CEO. Because if GGLF was dissolved when Charlie was died, then someone needed to own the LLC to reinstate it.
Somebody needed to own the LLC in order to reinstate it. That means it would not have been able to be reinstated if there was no more CEO of Turning Point USA. And of course, if you go hire a CEO from outside somewhere, you're not just going to turn over an insurance policy to that person. So let me slow down a little bit. If they know that for whatever reason, the life insurance policy dissolved, and the only way to bring it back to life is for there to be another CEO because the first CEO died, the only thing she can do is become CEO, because you can't hire an outside CEO, because then they're going to be in a position where they can be awarded the money that came from Charlie Kirk's death. So she had to become CEO in order to bring it back to life because it dissolved.
Oh, and man, Chris wants to say something.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, I was just thinking about something. So like this policy was taken out like a bunch of years ago, right? So how would they guarantee, or would Erika guarantee that she would be made CEO, right? How do you guarantee that if you're taking out this policy X amount of years ago? How do you guarantee that you get put into that position to collect that money?
If you kill the person, that's the CEO.
Yeah, but how do you guarantee you're going to get made CEO? You get what I'm saying? There's no
Tyler
guarantee.
Boyer is her boyfriend.
Say what you're going to say. Wait. What? Say
Tyler Boyer is next in charge after Charlie Kirk when he died.
Yeah, but you're not hearing what I'm saying. Okay. Like you can take him out, but that doesn't mean that she's going to get made the CEO. So if she took out the policy, how would she make sure that she got made the CEO? That means she'd have to make a deal with the other board members at Turning Point in order to make sure that she would be made CEO. Otherwise, how would you guarantee that?
She paid him out. That's why she calls them her family.
Well, you got to remember, and that's kind of like what we've been saying in the beginning of this live stream. Everybody is already family before they even met Charlie Kirk. The Farnsworths, the Fonzies, and the Boyers, they all were friends.
I agree. I think she paid them all out. I really do.
Because like, how would you guarantee that you get the position? Like, if I go and take you out, that doesn't mean I take over your podcast. I would have to have a plan to guarantee I would take over your podcast, as an example, right? So there had to be a plan in place to make sure that would happen for sure.
The COO is the chief operating officer. He deals with the everyday operation.
That's not the CEO. Only the CEO and president could resurrect that LLC. So only that one person has the power. The COO wouldn't have nothing, right?
Okay, if the CEO dies of a company, the COO takes over. Okay, let's look at football for an example, right? And they're not the same, but let's just put it in football terms real quick. You have the general manager, and then you got the head coach, right? If the head coach leaves or gets fired, the general manager's job is to find another head coach, and the general manager can turn around and hire from within and put somebody up as interim head coach, or they can go out and find a new head coach. So
exactly.
so the
But-
general manager
hold
of the
on, hold on.
football
But the
team
thing with
is
this
like
is
the
it's the board,
COO
right?
of the company.
But that's the thing. The COO is nothing. It's the board that runs the company.
Yes.
So the COO has no access to resurrect the LLC. The board has to choose a new CEO and president.
Yes.
So exactly.
And then,
so they would.
And you got to
so that-
remember, everybody there was hired by who? The COO.
Yeah, but COO isn't paying them out for this LLC. The CEO and president is.
and I think they
My only point is Tyler Boyer has been running this entire operation from day one, because Tyler Boyer is the longest tenured employee or executive of Turning Point USA.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than him. So
I
Tyler
agree.
Boyer hired everybody. He hired the board. He's friends with everybody on the board. Is going
So
to
they
be like,
already knew they were going to put
do?
Erica in there. They already knew they were going to put Erica in there.
Basically, that's the whole point of it.
Because you want to know why they put her in there? To be CEO, so because there's less attack on them. Because no one's going to attack a grieving widow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That and make a couple bucks on the side.
And she probably paid everybody else, the board members, everybody.
So just to break this down for the audience, the COO of Turning Point USA is Tyler Boyer, who literally hired every executive of Turning Point USA. All right. Whoever they is gets rid of Charlie Kirk, and the COO goes to the board and said, so what y'all want to do? Well, we're gonna give everything to Erika, because we need somebody to come in and take over this side life insurance policy. And then boom. And then she allegedly, because I don't want to get sued, breaks everybody off and everybody's happy. But like you said, Allie, some people may say, well, why didn't the person that runs the whole operation just become CEO? Well, then it'll look like it was everybody be looking at Tyler Boyer like he's a terrible person, because then it will literally be what is it when you take over a company? I forgot. Hold on. This woman talks about it right here.
What, a hostile takeover?
Candace Owens connects Charlie Kirk's assassination to a
hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover.
Yeah,
really looking like Turning Point is
or whatever we believe it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So this woman talks about it right here. It's
a little interesting. Candace Owens connects Charlie Kirk's assassination to a $1 billion DuPont deal. It's really looking like Turning Point is a money laundering operation for global elite, with Turning Point insiders getting their cut. So this is Steve Bannon.
Like y'all said, like we said right there.
This is a holy war against the deep state. Donald Trump is our instrument for retribution.
And there is where we should all be shocked that we allowed ourselves to be manipulated with this type of wording. This is occult wording. This is new age Kabbalist wording. Donald Trump is not an instrument.
Donald Trump is our instrument for righteous indignation.
And every one of these people are getting arrested and things are coming out about them. Why does Turning Point USA use an auditor that missed $59 million in fraud in China, lost a $50 million negligence verdict, missed 10 years of charity theft? That was with the Catholic charities. Got fined $580,000 by PCAOB. Tyler Boyer's defense: this is fake news. TPUSA and all Turning Point organizations have an annual audit every year. I'm just asking questions. Turning Point is an illegitimate of a company as these Somalia daycares. Apparently, one spends donors' money fraudulently, the other spends tax dollars fraudulently. A Turning Point USA staffer has been accused of a newly filed lawsuit of kidnapping a child. I brought you that a few weeks ago, but this is where we're going to get really deep. A top leader of the national conservative group Turning Point Action, which has amplified false claims of election fraud by former President Donald Trump and others, resigned Thursday after being accused of forging voter signatures on official paperwork. This was in 2024. So one of Turning Point's leaders, right, there was election fraud.
We talked about that already.
More corruption. Warning to Tim Pool, be careful staking your reputation on Turning Point's finances.
That is not going to happen. CEO, in Tim Pool's rant against me, he's basically giving me advice. He's telling me to shut my mouth. I can tell you, Tim Pool, that is not going to happen. But now let me give you some advice, Tim Pool. If I were you, I would be very careful about staking your reputation on claiming that Turning Point is this wonderful company with no financial problems.
And it's deeply in bed with the Mormon church.
Turning Point
That right there, Allie.
themselves has been viciously attacking other Republicans. Just last month, a Republican city council member, Julie Spilsbury, was recalled in an effort led by Turning Point. She was kicked out of office in the middle of her term. She looks like a decent human being. This is a city council person. Turning Point went to her and said, if you do not vote the way Turning Point tells you to vote, we're going to kick you out. Spilsbury is not a rhino. We're not talking about someone like Liz Cheney. This is a mainstream Republican. Turning Point destroyed her life.
They're coming out with some stuff about Erika Kirk. Listen to this. This is crazy.
Templars. So the Templars used this chessboard. They created banking. So banking and all that. Bernard.
Oh, say that again. Say that again. They from the Cistercians to the Templars, and the Templars created banking. No, I thought the Jews created banking. No. The Jews were given banking so that they could be the patsies. It was the Templars.
So they could be the scapegoats, which is what they've always been.
Templars. So the Templars used this chessboard. They created banking. So banking and all that. Bernard.
Oh, say that again. Say that again. They from the Cistercians to the Templars, and the Templars created banking. No, I thought the Jews created banking. No. The Jews were given banking so that they could be the patsies. It was the Templars that created banking. This is commonly, if there is an honest historian, they will admit to you that it is the Templars through pilgrimages of the Catholic Church, safeguarding the goods, safeguarding the wealth of Roman Catholic pilgrimages that have nothing to do with being Christian. The Templars created usury. Period. That's the internet. Who rules from behind? Oh, Rothschild, Red Shield. Who carried a Red Shield in the battle on behalf of the Romans? Right? They are the guardians of the Vatican treasury. Says the Encyclopedia Judaica. Says an excellent source. Wait. Go big picture. What is he wearing? He is wearing a Maltese cross. The
same cross that Erika Kirk wears everywhere she goes.
This is an award for a Knight of the Catholic Church. Okay? The Knights of Malta. This is a Knight of the Catholic Church. He serves Rome, and Rome needed Jews to be their bankers. Or you have the Starburst, or you have a Maltese cross. Is the insignia of the Nazi military that they carried over into this day. A Maltese cross.
Now, let's go back. All right, because this is important. This is what you've got to understand. They're all connected. Erika Kirk, through her grandfather, Carl Kenneth Franze. She's an Eastern Star. She's a Jesuit plant, the same as these guys. She's also kin to.
Right there. Does everybody know what an Eastern Star is? Because that part is important. Erika Kirk is allegedly an Eastern Star. That's very important to all of this.
The Rothschilds.
You know, I don't even know where to start. I watched him fall apart in those last few months.
I want to come back to this, but now I want to get to what you sent me, Allie. This right here, because this was crazy.
Yeah. Facebook, Grace Chapel in Heber City. You can look it up. I screen recorded it in case they delete it. It was September 11th post by Charles Highwalk. I will read this to you. It's regarding Butch and Jack Hibbs, the pastor Jack Hibbs, regarding bringing his brother to.
And hold on, let me show y'all who Jack Hibbs is. Let's see. I think I still got that video. I just want to show y'all who Jack Hibbs is real quick. So this is Pastor Jack Hibbs right here. And we'll get back to this.
World as a Jew. He's coming back as a resurrected man, Jesus Christ, not only the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, but he's Jesus Christ, King of the Jews. His throne will be in Jerusalem, the Jewish capital. In the nation of Israel, the Jewish state. And he will sit upon the throne of David, an amazing Jewish musician and warrior and king. All this rhetoric you're hearing, everybody, get pumped. We're in the last days. It's got to go this way. Listen, if your church is not pro-Israel, it's not a church.
So that's who Jack Hibbs is.
Okay, I'm just dying.
We're
What?
dying, Aaron, because that guy said IHOP 96,000 times in that 36-second video.
I just thought you were going to show
Man.
a literal picture of him, and then I was dying. I fell off the floor. Okay.
So, I think, in my opinion, if you say IHOP in a positive way, which he was doing it, is not a problem. We say IHOP is running this and terrible, da 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 da. But he was saying it in a glorifying way. Remember, somebody was saying, "Yo, if you put the flag in the background, they won't mess with you."
That was Valhalla,
right?
Yeah.
So as long as Jack Hibbs or me is saying something positive about IHOP, which he was, we're in the clear. Does that make sense?
That's great. It's a great video. I sent you that one.
Yeah. Look, I just wanted to say this because everybody else is saying it. Alley Top Files is the GOAT.
Oh my God. But did you? We got to say what happened earlier.
Tell the GOAT story.
I didn't know what a GOAT was. Guys, I don't know if I was sheltered. I wasn't allowed to date till I was like 19. So I was probably sheltered. Pastorville I was in, yes. Okay. That's probably why I don't like them now. But anyhow, I didn't know what a GOAT was. I thought people on X were calling me GOAT, like an actual lamb or something.
So does anybody in the chat not know what GOAT means? Tell me if anybody in the chat, just say no. If you don't know what somebody being a GOAT means.
Sacrificed? Oh my God, what are they saying?
Wait, what? No. They don't know either, Allie. Oh my God.
What is happening?
They don't know either. They up there thinking sacrifice.
Oh
no.
Wait, guys, the lettering. G stands for something.
G-O-A-T.
They all stand for nobody knows. See, I'm not the only one.
Come on, Earth sign. No, it's greatest of all time. G-O-A-T. Y'all are so silly.
Oh my God. Chris literally fell on the floor. Someone called me a GOAT. Okay, we're saying it in the wrong context. Somebody deleted something and Aaron's going to show it tonight. So they called me a GOAT because I had all this information. That's what they said.
Yeah.
Is Michael Jordan the GOAT?
Yeah, Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
So what does that mean, guys? Does anybody know? Oh my God, nobody knows.
That is hilarious. Nobody else
nobody.
Knows. No, L2 Design.
Okay. Chris is gonna write it.
Oh my God, it's G-O-A-T, the GOAT. Great. Tom Brady is the GOAT.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
It is.
Someone wrote it.
Everybody else said it already. LT.
Okay.
Said it. Greatest of all time.
I am behind.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to this video right here and back it up a little bit.
Okay, guys, I got this off Facebook. Grace Chapel in Heber City. You can look it up. I screen recorded it in case they delete it. It was September 11th post by Charles Highwalk. I will read this to you. It's regarding Butch and Jack Hibbs, the pastor Jack Hibbs, regarding bringing his brother to Utah that day. Many of you have met my lifelong friend, Butch Hibbs, who lives in Heber City, Utah. We met in the early 90s at Calvary Chapel in Salt Lake City. Over the many years, we have been friends. We have gone to church together, had cookouts, dinners, recreated together, four-wheeling, shooting guns, jet skiing, fishing, antler hunting, etc. Butch is an unwavering man of God, and every time we've been together for the past 35 years or spoken to one another, either over phone or in person, our main focus of conversation has always been Jesus Christ. Butch was at the Turning Point event in Orem, Utah yesterday, and had the good fortune of being allowed behind the scenes and allowed direct contact with Charlie Kirk. How did he get access to Charlie? Butch knows someone someone very close to Charlie, like family close. Okay, this gets weirder. Hold on, guys. You see, Butch's brother is none other than the famous pastor of Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, Jack Hibbs. Pastor Jack and Charlie Kirk over the past years, well, that's not true, I don't know, years, I think they met in 2021, have been extremely close, friends, extremely close. Much of the conversations between them you can watch on YouTube. Guess what? Pastor Jack and Charlie's main focus of conversation was when they got together. You guessed it, Jesus Christ. Do you know someone who can grant you access to the Father? Do you know someone who can get you up close and personal behind the scenes? Wow, that's a weird thing to say. Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14-6. Pastor Jack called Charlie a day before. Remember that, guys. Pastor Jack called Charlie a day before the event and got his brother Butch behind the scenes access to Charlie. Has to have access. Butch was fortunate to meet Charlie in person, take a picture with him, and have Charlie sign a hat for him. It was the last hat Charlie would ever sign and the last photo he would take with a fellow brother of Christ. Within minutes, Charlie would enter the event with Butch trailing behind and take a seat to begin expounding and proclaiming truth in a world full of lies and deceit.
Shout out to Gina. Gina said, I'm late. I'm going to start right here. Tell me what's going on. Can you catch Gina up in the chat? Chat members, can you catch Gina up in the chat? I want to make sure Gina is like, yo, what the hell is going on?
With Butch sitting mere feet away from Charlie, the devil would once again attempt to silence the truth that exposes his extreme darkness. Charlie would take the enemy's bullet. The bullet he took was for you and me and all the rest of us who the world hates. The bullet he took was for you and me, all the rest of us who the world hates. Wow. The ones who speak of this powerful, changing love of grace of God and his son, Jesus Christ. The ones who love truth, justice, and righteousness. That bullet Charlie took was aimed at all of us. Okay, I'm gonna proceed to the next part. Okay, this next part is kind of weird. Charlie is now doing photo ops and signing hats in the glory with his true father.
In heaven.
I guess he's in heaven. I'm signing hats? That's weird. Okay. Charlie is busier than ever, meeting the old men of renown, mighty men of Valar, the Moseses, the Eli's, Joshua's, David's, Abraham's, Isaiah's, Ezekiel's, and so many more. Like my friend Butch, Charlie wanted more than anything to reveal the love and truth of our Savior Jesus Christ to a dark and desperate, dying world. He did an awesome job of his assignment. Sorry, what? An awesome job of his assignment? This was an assignment?
So dying is an assignment now.
I know. This is a lot of information. I mean, he's very, very into details.
Dying is like a homework assignment. Oh, all right. So you got to die for homework.
Yeah.
What
I'm so confused. Can you please explain? Next. Charlie's the martyr. Oh my gosh. Okay. Mikey said it. Rob said it. Jack said it. Now Grace Chapel in Utah.
Actually, Charlie Kirk said it also. He told Candace Owens, and he literally told Candace that
Yes.
I already know I'm going to be a martyr, and I'm okay with it. He was okay with dying. That's crazy.
Saying it. Charlie is the martyr of his faith, an unwavering stance of truth. It is only a matter of time. And the demons shudder through knowing this when every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Come quickly, Lord. Jesus, eternal, never ceasing wrath to the unbelieving and unrighteousness, goodness, peace, and eternal grace and love to the righteous who believe. Okay. Charlie's a martyr, guys. for the faith and unwavering stance of truth. It's only a matter of time, and the demons shudder knowing this. When every knee will bow. What do you think he's referring to here? Like, comment below, okay? And I'm going to go to the next one. Okay. Here we go. Keep the faith. I know you guys can't read this. It's cut off.
So this little old guy is Butch Hibbs.
Keep the faith. Stand strong. We believers will never be silenced. The good news of Jesus Christ is still being proclaimed 2,000 years after the devil tried to silence it. Always remember the gates of hell will not prevail against his church. Always remember that, guys. Always remember the gates of hell will not prevail against his church. We will continue in goodness of our assignment. What? Until he comes again. Preach or die. What? Preach or die?
Preach or
Amen.
die. Crazy.
Okay, I am.
Well, Charlie Kirk died, so it's like die or die.
Yeah. I got a lot to say about this, guys. I am not loving this.
So,
yeah. So, I don't know if anybody's new in the chat. If they are, this is Butch is in the picture. Do you have Butch that picture back up on the screen so that people can reference it?
Okay.
Butch and yeah.
That's Butch Hibbs right there.
Yeah. So the guy that posted this was at Grace Heber City Chapel Church in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Charles Highwalk, and he's the one who got all this footage. He had to because they're great friends, right? So you saw Butch texting, and he was texting like after the shooting. He was texting somebody. He was probably texting this guy, or many people, and he sent this video footage to everybody probably. Anyways, he posted this on the chapel's Facebook page. That page, Charles Highwalk, is the admin for that Facebook page. And I just found out recently, people are saying that I can't find it, Allie. He deleted it. So I went to a deeper dive, and I already knew he was in law enforcement, but I didn't know he was actually with the Department of Homeland Security and other things. So this made me even more suspicious. Well, it wasn't a really bad post that he did. It was okay. It was okay. It was
It's the
just
fact
a lot
that
of
he
detail.
has access to all this stuff, and we're like, who is this guy? Right. So let's listen to Mr. Highwalk real quick.
I'm the director at the Park Ranger Law Enforcement Academy at the Colorado Northwestern Community College in Rangeley, Colorado. We have an exciting opportunity here. We have a 16-week basic law enforcement training program that, once completed, qualifies the trainee to apply for seasonal positions with the Park Service nationwide. If you are interested in this unique opportunity and exciting career, please contact us for more information. So check it out.
So this is what they do. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, so he is now like doing training for law enforcement for I guess I forgot what that's called. Was it the Rangers? I don't know what it is.
Some Ranger mess.
Yes. So he does some law enforcement and training for them, and he has background in federal Homeland Security and other quite a list of credentials this guy has. But he is a pastor also. We have to remember.
Everybody's a pastor in law
we have to remember that. That's why
law enforcement pastor. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, so that's what I found very weird and odd that he deleted the post. I don't know why. It wasn't bad. It was a lot of detail. I don't know why what's with the 3-page detail. But yeah, that just found out. Like I knew he was I thought he was military or something back then. Then I found out, he actually. Some people were telling me he's this, he's that. I'm like, oh, I got to really fact check that, and I did. And he was with Homeland Security, and I don't know if he was the Marines or anything like that prior to that, but yeah. So it is kind of all weird. It's just what Candace says. Everybody's in the military,
everybody's a military pastor. Yeah.
So was he there that day? I don't know. Is he amongst all this ring of stuff? I don't know. It's just suspicious, and just wanted to point it out that he deleted the post, and It was a great post, actually. Everybody's asking me for the footage. Where's the footage? Because people were saying to me online that wasn't Butch that took the footage of them entering in. So he's filming Mikey, Frank, Charlie, and all you see them walking through the tunnel. That's Butch taking that video.
Oh, and speaking of Mikey, I want to show y'all something.
Oh God.
Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Okay, this is the amazing, fabulous Mikey McCoy, right? Somebody in the Scooby-Doo chat said, yo, do you know that Mikey McCoy has the same exact facial features as this guy? And y'all let me know if it's true.
God is in his holy tent. Earthly thoughts be silent now.
So watch his teeth. Watch this.
Be silent.
Wait, hold on. Watch this.
His holy tent.
God damn it.
Comes back.
So look at that smile right there. And then look at this smile right here. And then look at this smile.
God is in.
So what do y'all think? Am I wrong? That smile right there, they have the exact same smile.
My goodness, that's creepy.
And then here, it's the same damn smile. So I just a little fun fact.
Yeah.
Then I got this. Hold on, we got so much stuff. Hold on, let's do this.
Oh, that's the video.
So this is Erika Kirk's mom.
Yeah. Habit.
Just in case you're wondering, this is Erika Kirk's ex-boyfriend, Cabot Phillips. So right here is Lori Franzve, Erika Kirk, or Franzve at the time, and Cabot Phillips, all celebrating 2018 New Year's Eve together just 9 months before Erika would, hold on, I gotta move this out the way so I can read the whole thing. Okay, before Erika would begin dating Charlie Kirk. Lori Franzve's companies AZ Tech International, E3 Tech Group, and E3 Tech have contracts with the Department of Defense, which is now the Department of War, or for EMP, electromagnetic pulse hardening protection of their drones, equipment, and softwares. This EMP hardened equipment is tested at Fort Huachuca's electromagnetic environmental effects test facility for MILSTD. I guess somebody got an STD 461 compliance. So something I want y'all to I want y'all to think about.
Take a drink and I almost spit it out. Okay.
Some I want y'all to think about, and some people don't know this. You know what? Hold on. I just want to reiterate on something. Okay. So remember what I just read. Lori Franzve's companies, AZ Tech, E3 Tech, and E3 Tech Group have contracts with the Department of War presently for electromagnetic pulse hardening. What just happened a couple days ago, Allie?
I don't know.
What
referring
thing
to what? Referring to what?
in the
Sorry,
world?
Chris was just talking to me.
Donald Trump in the world. What just happened?
The bombing, like taking over
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the fact that, and this is a fact because I've seen it, all their lights went out right before they invaded?
Oh, so you think it was pre-planned?
Absolutely. That's coordinated.
No, electromagnetic pulse.
Absolutely.
That's how you.
Oh, yeah.
So Erika her mom, Lori Franzve, is working with the Department of War right now and possibly facilitated the kidnapping of Nicholas.
Yeah.
Because when they went in, because there was a video of people on social media, and all of a sudden, all the lights went out in the whole country or in the whole city.
It wasn't like, it was really fast too. It wasn't like it was for hours and hours. It was just a couple bombs, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Right?
So Lori Franzve is in charge, like right now. This ain't, she used to work with the Department of Defense. She now works with the Department of Defense. So when they went in and kidnapped Nicholas Maduro, whatever his name is, they used Lori Franzve's technology to cut all the damn lights out because it was electromagnetic pulse, EMP, that actually cut all the damn lights out.
That's
so
crazy.
Now do y'all see how powerful Erika Kirk is?
And she's probably doing her mother's stuff, because I don't know if she's sick or if she's okay now. Like, nobody's saying anything. Like, what's going on with that? I don't know.
Erika is literally some kin to somebody that cut out a whole city's power for 30 minutes to go kidnap somebody.
Yeah.
Erika Kirk is also connected to mob figures, literal mob figures. Erika Kirk is connected to the Rothschilds. Erika Kirk is connected to the central banks who actually prints out the dollar.
So what does this all mean? What's going to happen?
This woman is more powerful than anybody I've ever seen in life. She's more powerful than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just happy to be a president.
Yeah.
Erika Kirk is going to be the next president of the United States. That's the reason why I'm bringing this up.
Yep. And
nobody can stop her.
Yep.
I'm saying it right now. Erika Kirk is going to be the next president of the United States. That's the reason why Charlie Kirk was taken out, because she got with Charlie Kirk and she's just like, okay, I'm going to use his company, his platform, his influence, take him out, and I'm going to become the next president. See, everybody thought Charlie was going to be the next president. She's like, I'm going to be the next president.
Yeah. I don't think Vance wanted that anyways.
And I'm not saying vice president.
Yeah.
President.
Yeah. Because he was too young anyways to run, right? Yeah, he was too young. He wouldn't be able to do 2028. But she can. She definitely can.
So I just want to make sure y'all all are on the same page. So I'm just going to read this again. Erika Kirk's mom, Lori Franzve, is in charge of electromagnetic pulse technology for the Department of War, EMPs. Is a very good chance that her company is how America went into Venezuela with nothing, cut all the lights out with the EMP, went in there and grabbed that man and his wife and ran up out of there with no casualties. Lori Franzve probably orchestrated that shit. EMP is electromagnetic pulse. It's meant to cut all the power out in a huge vicinity, like a whole city.
Well, that's pretty scary.
Yes. So if your lights ever go out, Lori found out where you at. You and Chris, y'all need to it's Lori.
That's okay. I got one of those wind up things that I can, like a little generator thing. So
okay. So all right, so let's keep going. This shit is
I saw this last night,
all right, so this is more information right here. Everybody hit the like button.
So Cabot Phillips messaged me. Let's talk about it. Honestly, guys, he messaged me a few days ago. I don't look at my message requests very often, but I saw this last night and I was like, oh, what are you doing here, Ariana? So I'm going to read you the message he sent me, and then I will read you my response. He said, you should ask your pal Candace why she hasn't made any statements about the photo she asked for, which I sent. She assured me that her tech team would review it and quickly determine its legitimacy. It's now been 14 hours and she hasn't said anything. Why do you think that is? Don't you think if it was proven to have been a fake, she'd be all over it? It's completely legitimate and she now knows this. The longer you try to discredit my alibi, the deeper of a hole you dig. I'm trying to help you. I will be honest, guys, I was surprised that he was messaging me of all people. From all the videos I saw after he put out his alibi, a lot of people were so focused on the magazines behind him, but only the Jaws magazine. Because
wait, everybody in the chat, are y'all familiar with what's going on? Why she's talking about Jaws magazines and all this other stuff? I just want to make sure y'all are understanding what's going on. I always like to keep. So, is it a picture? Did she leave a? Did you have a? She didn't have a picture.
You're talking about the Cabot thing, right?
Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page because they probably like Jaws magazine. So for those who don't know, I thought she was going to have the picture of Cabot Phillips.
He was holding the balloons, right? Yeah, he was holding the balloons in the checkout line. Everybody should know that because Candace posted that.
Somebody said no, so I just want to make sure.
Oh.
Okay, so a couple days ago on some live she did, I think she was on X Live or something.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, send me the picture.
Okay.
Candace Owens said, I need Cabot Phillips to tell me or prove to me where you were on this particular date.
September 9th.
On September 9th, because
8th, sorry. Yeah, 8th.
September 8th. The guy, Mitch Snow, said he seen Cabot Phillips and Erika Kirk, right? So Cabot Phillips sent her sent somebody. I don't know who he sent it to. He sent it to somebody proving that, or allegedly proving that, he was at a grocery store buying pink balloons for something. All right. So when you watch this video, I just want to make sure everybody isn't confused about why she's talking about a Jaws magazine. Because what they did was they started looking at the background and they looked at the dates of the magazines to see if he was lying or not. So, I like to make sure to keep everybody watching up to date.
So focused on the magazines behind him, but only the Jaws magazine, because that one was like take down by August 22nd or whatever. It says over here, display until August 22nd of 2025. So people were like, oh, but this is supposed to be September 8th. But let's be for real, guys. Do you think all these grocery stores actually like update their magazines? I highly doubt it. I was one of the videos where I actually went through all the magazines. Then we have the Lucy magazine, and this was the August 2025 edition. But on Google, it does say display for sale until November 3rd. And then we have this People magazine behind him, but this was a September 1st edition. So this being behind him, it makes sense if it's September, obviously. And then there's this Beach Boys magazine. It's the one all the way on top, and it's the June edition. And if you zoom in, it's on display until September 19th. Like, I actually wasn't trying to discredit him. Honestly, it was just really questioning, taking a photo in line at the grocery store, because let's be honest, who does that, right? Okay, now let's get to my response. I told him, hi, Cabot, thanks for reaching out. I'll definitely ask Candace about this because I too have been waiting for an update. For the record, unlike a lot of the videos out there, mine was one of the few actually that looked at all the magazines visible behind that one photo. In my video, I showed that nearly all of them line up with September 8th, except for that one outlier, the Jaws magazine. So I wasn't just fixating on it, I was laying out the full picture. And honestly, none of this would have needed to play out online if you just responded to Candace's original text message with those photos. She shared that she'd already reached out to you privately before going public. So if the info had been provided then, the whole situation could have been avoided. Just trying to be fair and make sure everyone has the full context here. But also, why are you messaging me? Why don't you text Candace and ask her, hey, any update with the tech team?
So that is Cabot Phillips reaching out to YouTubers and TikTokers, trying to figure out what's going on instead of communicating with Candace Owens herself. Allie, you there?
Crazy because he was uncovering things.
All right, so this may or may not be real. I want to play it. It may or may not be real. I just want to play it though.
Franze, she's an Eastern Star. She's a Jesuit plant. Carl Kenneth Franze, she's an Eastern Star. She's a Jesuit plant. The same as these guys. She's also kin to the Rothschilds.
You know, I don't even know where to start. I watched him fall apart in those last few months. Not because he was crazy, because he was seeing too much. He was uncovering things that nobody in his position was ever supposed to touch. He used to tell me his wife was the best thing that ever happened to him. They met when he interviewed her for a media job. She was perfect, bright, charming, magnetic. He thought he'd found his soulmate, but he didn't know about her past. That was the chapter she buried deep, and when it surfaced, it shattered him. I remember the night he called me, voice shaking. He said it straight out. I think she's part of it. I said, part of what? He said, the network. The same one I've been chasing. The same one tied into the wars, the border, the trafficking. All of it. He wanted to believe she could somehow love him and still be his handler. That's what he said. I still have the text. He was trying to make sense of the impossible. I told him he was too good a person, saw the good in people even when it wasn't there. But he wouldn't let it go. He kept digging. That's when he started talking about the Epstein files. He said those documents were the missing link, the proof that what he'd found wasn't isolated, that the trafficking, the blackmail, the political control, it all tied together. He was a Trump supporter, sure, but he kept saying, if Trump really stands for America, he needs to release the files, all of them. No redactions. The world needs the truth. He believed those files connected the dots, the border chaos, the international networks, the politicians on every side who were either compromised or complicit. He said once that if people saw what was in there, the world's power structure would collapse overnight. The last time we spoke, he sounded exhausted but calm, like a man who'd already made peace with what was coming. He told me he had everything backed up, and that if anything happened to him, I'd know where to look. We never got that far. A few days later, he was gone. I can't tell you exactly what he found, but I know this. He wasn't paranoid. He was right, and his death proves it.
Okay, so I'm about to send the video. Thank you, Allie, for sending it to me. So y'all will be understanding on what was going on with Cabot Phillips in the grocery store with the pink balloons, like a sissy. 4, 5, 3, 3, 2, 5. 4, 5, 3, 3. Yeah, that's it. All right, so this is the picture right here. Of Cabot Phillips in the grocery store. So what a lot of people were doing was, I lost Allie. Hold on, give me a second. Boom. Okay, you there?
I already debunked this on X. He photoshopped the whole thing.
You lying. So this was a whole Photoshop?
Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you. Yeah. You can't hear me? I don't know what be going on the Allie phone. So Allie said she debunked this. So there's the Jaws picture and the people picture. And so they were looking all over this picture to see if it was real. And apparently, according to Allie, we'll get her back in a minute, it was photoshopped. Why would he send Candace Owens a Photoshop picture? that is literally saying that he was at Fort Huachuca. Because why the hell would, can you hear me now, Allie?
Yes, I just couldn't hear you, so I had to leave. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So go ahead. Tell me how this is debunked and everything. This is crazy.
Yeah. I didn't send you the rest of the pictures, but if people look at that picture and they can go do it themselves, still on Candace Owens' Twitter feed or X feed, her X feed. So if you look clearly at his arm, just below his arm, where he's holding the strings, there's a gum pack, like a Trident gum pack. And I'm a photographer, and my man's also in film and TV.
It's purple. I see it.
Yeah, it's swiped up, like, so a gum doesn't do that. So also the line of his arm looks like it's been manipulated and touched up. Also, I have a problem with this photo with the strings of the balloon. So right where you can't really see, you got to zoom in on it, but right where one of the balloons is, I think it's the pink one, it lines up, it goes down, then it's missing the string in the mementos box on the left-hand side. You guys can go check that out. Also, you're doing a gender reveal. Why are you having birthday candles? I don't know why. Also, this was taken
wait. I see birthday.
Yeah.
So it's not a birthday. It's a gender reveal. So
yes.
why? Oh.
And he took it on an iPhone 7 Plus phone. If you look down at the bottom, it says 3rd generation SE. And I got even something better for you. Right here. It's gonna blow your mind.
And my question would be, there's some other balloons behind him. You see the white balloons?
Yes.
Why are those balloons there? The only time there are balloons in any grocery store is during Valentine's Day.
Well,
I've never seen balloons in a grocery store on the end caps ever, unless it's Valentine's Day. It could be a balloon maker, but I've never seen blown up balloons on an end cap before, unless it was Valentine's Day.
Right. Also,
why? Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's an iPhone. What is it? That's what I have a problem with. And they said, "Oh, my wife has that kind of phone." What? We're living in 2025. Do you not get paid well? Like, why are we using an iPhone 7 Plus to take a photo in a grocery store? And what man would you do that? Like, I don't know. My man wouldn't stand by a checkout line and take pictures. Like, even Barron said this. And he asked me to debunk it too. Like, people are asking me, what about the watch? I don't really even care about the watch.
Let me see the watch. What about the watch?
Well, people are saying that. He
don't have a watch.
No, but he does have another picture. He sends 3 pictures, one video, and two pictures. One with his wife at home with their son, and then in the other hand, it looks like a watch. But I can't really tell, so I'm not going to debunk that. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go with what is photoshopped, which is his arm. Underneath his arm, it's clear. It doesn't look. It looks off to me, and I'm going to go with the strings of the balloon. Also, I'm going to go with the candles. I'm going to go with the iPhone 7. And I'm going to send you something right now regarding the iPhone 7 that's going to blow your mind. In 2019, I did a deep dive. I think Laura helped me with this one. So shout out to Laura.
Shout out to Laura.
Charlie's Angels. Yeah, look at this. I just sent you.
All right, I'm looking at it now.
So that's an iPhone with everybody was online on X going, that's an iPhone 7 Plus. Oh my God.
So who's this gay person?
That's Cabot.
Oh.
That's him. That's him.
Okay, wait. On the picture, he doesn't have that tattoo, does he? Hold on.
No, he's just doing a funny video. So he put a marker on his arm and he posted this on his Twitter, on his X, saying, "This is how women do tattoo selfies in the mirror." Anyways, I wouldn't post.
Oh, so he's acting like a girl. Okay, so he's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's acting like a girl.
Yeah. So he's just like, being funny. But look at the phone in his hand. People
What
are
about it?
just saying it's iPhone 7 Plus.
What do I mean?
Well, the picture that he sent Candace
Was from an
was
iPhone
from
7
an
Plus.
iPhone 7 Plus, and that's in 2025. So this photo was in 2019.
Oh, so this is an old photo.
So, well, that's what everybody's
Oh.
getting at.
Okay, so you're
You get
saying
me
the
now?
photo you
There
sent
we
me is
go.
old.
There we go. Ding, ding, ding. Yep.
Oh, damn.
And everybody's like, "Oh wow, you don't age well. Why do you have a beard?" And then the next day you grown a full beard. It's been going like viral
Right,
everywhere. So
right,
yeah,
right.
it's just weird. It's just weird.
It's
Do you
not
take
weird. It's a lie.
do you
He's
take
lying.
well, do
It's
you
not
take a
weird.
picture with an iPhone 7 Plus? I don't.
No.
No.
He's just lying. It's not weird. He's lying.
Yeah.
That's really, it's just simple. He's lying.
So like, and when I showed people that online, they're like, "Goat, goat, oh my God, you're so, oh my God." Well, I said other people have debunked it too. Like Diligent Guy said it about the magazines and shit. Like the magazines is from summer. So if you're promoting Jaws 50th anniversary, that has
Yeah.
to be off the shelf. Just mid-August has to be. It was posted June. Now you're going to keep that Jaws until September when school's out? No, you're going to put a new magazine there.
And I'll say
So
this. I used to work for a magazine company. So when I was younger, I used to be the person that actually adds the magazines and, take out
wow.
the old magazines. And
Shut up.
we would do those magazines every week. So
Oh my
there are
God.
never no bad dated magazines in a grocery store.
There you
Unless
go.
it's,
So people are
unless
going
it's
online
over
going,
there
"You
in
can
the
have."
stationary area, but the ones that are like near the register have to be changed every week.
Yeah.
No, every month, not week, every month. Because
Okay.
the magazine comes out every month.
So if it was issued for June, which the Jaws 50th anniversary was, when would you take it off the shelf? It said it has to be. I looked it up. It has to be taken off the shelf August 17th or something like that.
If
So
if it has to be taken off the shelf at August 17th, it will be taken off the shelf.
yeah,
So
that's
what
like
date,
a PR thing. Yeah.
so what date was it? Because the thing about it is it doesn't make sense for
No.
the magazine to still be there because I got more magazines to put there. So it's not even about being lazy. I got a bunch of magazines to put there. So I got to take the old magazine out. So you
took a
can't
picture.
leave the old magazine there because I got to fill that area with new magazines. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So
I
nobody's
believe
going to
he
be
doesn't
like,
want to
well,
use
maybe
his
somebody
phone.
was, nobody's
He
going.
doesn't want. Sorry.
So there's no somebody was lazy. No.
No.
Magazine companies load your truck up with magazines. You go in there and you switch out the magazines. You have to take out the old magazines because you can't put the new magazines in there if it isn't empty.
Correct. Now, I think the whole thing is photoshopped. I think his whole body was put in there from his iPhone 7.
Yeah.
So that's just me. Other people might have other theories, but he's not going to give Candace his metadata. Like, he's not going to do that. He didn't.
So he lied on his alibi 1,000%.
Yes, 1,000%.
But why? Why are you lying on something that simple? Because
Maybe,
you were at Fort Watch.
I don't know. Do you think he was there? I don't know.
I think he was there.
Chris?
Well, isn't he like married with kids? Like if he was with Erika, he'd have to lie just to cover that up.
Well, I just want you to think about this, Chris. This woman is extremely powerful. This woman's mother is extremely powerful. We just played the fact that he was with this woman and her mother bringing in a new year going into 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that, like, nobody cares about nothing else. Like, you know how a chick's mom is. If she loves you, you're never going anywhere. She can have a new boyfriend. You still gonna be there, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really about Erika, it's about Lori. The mom is gonna be like, bring him in. That's my baby. I don't care nothing about who you dating. Bring him in. So that's possibly the reason why he works for Turning Point USA.
And he works for Daily Wire. He works for Daily Wire.
Yeah.
And I heard that this is allegedly his wife that he's with now is CIA. I don't know. I'm just saying, people are saying that. I don't know if that's true, but yeah.
All right, so I got 2 new videos coming in. So let's see. All right, so I'm playing one video then I'm going to play the other video because I got videos coming in because everybody sees me live. So everybody's sending me updated stuff. So it's updated stuff that's coming in, y'all.
About the Turning Point app and the corruption and how they skew the numbers to make themselves look like they did something for an election.
All right, so this is about data farming and Lori Fonsby again. Shout out to her.
Hey, let's talk some data about the Turning Point app and the corruption and how they skew the numbers to make themselves look like they did something for an election. Yeah, I got the inside scoop. Let's go inside and talk. Let's start with this, Superfee Technologies. That's the technology company that created the Turning Point app. You want to know where this company is located? It's located in Delaware. Interesting, huh? Egyptian Plains, Delaware. Yeah, let's talk more about it. So this is what the Turning Point app looks like when you log in. It gives you a list of voters to your geographical location. But here's the thing, this app has the same voter data that the county GOP offices have in every state. Okay, so this Turning Point hat represents 280. How they came up with 280 was a few years ago, Abe Hamadeh lost his election. He's our current U.S. Congressman for Arizona. He lost his election by 280 votes. And they're saying that if we knock enough doors, we could have gotten him across the 280 mark. So therefore, when we did it for Trump, everybody's goal was to hit 280, okay? So that's a lot of, door knocking. You can do it. And I did the majority of my door knocking and I got the majority of ballots dropped. But we all had a little help. You want to know who we had a little help from? The county GOP office. You see, Turning Point likes to recruit current politicians, people within the GOP, people within the county GOP, etc., and they recruit them and they make them big time players at Turning Point. Okay, so I had on my team Lucy Lee, who is the vice president of the GOP for my county. She had the data already. And we had to plug our information of ballots dropped per voter that we talked to into a thing called Google Sheets, which is called Streak. Okay, it's a pipeline, it's a project management tool, all right? Lucy, the vice president of the GOP, gave us that information. So when we were scrambling towards the end of the election cycle, trying to get our numbers up, Lucy had all the data. We plugged it into Streak and therefore Turning Point got credit. You see, the county GOPs, the precincts, they do that work already. But what's interesting, why is Tyler Boyer pushing so hard for his data app to work and to make Turning Point look really, really good? Here's the thing, Tyler Boyer, and now he sits on the board of directors as the chairman.
There you go, Chris. Tyler Boyer sits on the board of directors as chairman. I told you it was Tyler Boyer who made Erika Kirk CEO.
I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Oh my gosh, she can't hear me again. Allie, what is going on with Allie's phone? So I just want to reiterate right here. Listen again, y'all.
Tyler Boyer, and now he sits on the board of directors as the chairman of Superfee Technologies. So as the data increases for his company, he gets kickbacks and returns and money and all of this. You see where the grift is starting here, folks? But it is interesting, though, that Superfee Technologies is located in Delaware.
Is located in Delaware.
Wow, this stream card has to get with it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Really interesting. So, Turning Point USA, all they do is harvest data from other sources and then take credit from it. That's it. They're a fraud.
And here's the other video about your boy, Cabot Phillips.
He's not just messaging me, he's also messaging a 19-year-old girl. Let's talk about it. A lot of you guys had asked me to question him about his pizza tattoo and Pizzagate. However, guys, I did not go back and forth with him. I answered him that one time, but he sent messages afterwards. But shout out to Belle because she questioned him about this and we got an answer. But I still don't buy it. First off, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in 2019, Cabot had posted this photo of himself with a pizza lip tattoo with a very vague caption that said, "Good to give yourself a little reminder sometimes." And this got people questioning some possible links to the Pizzagate controversy. If you Google what Pizzagate is, it will say it is a debunked conspiracy theory, but I'm not too sure about that. And it had alleged that a Washington, D.C. based pizzeria was a face for a Democratic-led child trafficking ring. And Cabot had messaged Belle. She had actually asked him about this, and Belle told me that I could share this because she said, "I want him to know he did not scare me." So he messages her and says, "You are being deceived and taking part in slander and deceit. I pray you will repent." Belle responds and says, "When did I take part in slander? You can call the theories crazy and you can call me crazy, but taking it to the level of repenting is wild. I don't like it being implied I'm a sinner or a bad Christian because I don't trust a lot of people. Explain the pizza post, please." He says, "It was literally a joke with my college friends because I ate so much pizza when we lived together. He was a graphic design major and took a pic of me and photoshopped the word pizza on my lip to scare my mom into thinking I got a lip tattoo. And now I have thousands of people like you accusing me of being a PDF file." Belle responds and says, "Like me, when did I accuse you? I asked you to explain it because it's an extremely weird thing to post with no context, especially back in 2019 when everyone was talking about Pizzagate. Ultimately, the weirdest thing to me is why you decided to reach out to a random 19-year-old girl. Like, what?" He responds with this, "I'm not the weird one for responding to people implying I'm a PDF file with zero evidence. I'd say the weird one here is the person seeking out an innocent guy to question him. You seeked her out, buddy." And then she says, "Why did you DM me? Are you DMing everyone right now?" And mind you, Bella's not like a celebrity news account like I am, and where like I have spoken about him in videos, obviously, but I've spoken, facts. Facts that he just doesn't want out there. Belle has a very normal account. She has like 300 followers. She posts pictures of her life. Him messaging her is very weird. But I'm guessing he saw the praise the Lord in her bio and thought he could hit her with the "thou shall repent." This just proves even more so that Cabot is scrambling. He is pressed. What do we think he's pressed about? Is it Monday, when Candace will have her next podcast? Candace posted this on Twitter and said, "Operation Delegitimize Mitch seems to have backfired rather spectacularly. Hope you guys are excited for Monday's episode as I am."
So, and I just received some information. Whether is it true or not, I'm just going to play it because shit is just getting crazy. All right, so here we go.
Monitoring and controlling. Starting next week, the Israeli military will be monitoring and controlling community guidelines on TikTok. Yes, that sounds very crazy, but Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok, has designated Israel's 8200 division to run the community guidelines on America's largest platform. Larry Ellison is one of the world's richest men and the single biggest donor to the Israeli military. And they have altered their community guidelines back in September that will ban you for anti-Israel.
So I don't want to play too much because he kept saying the I word. So hold on. You there? Allie? Allie.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? So yeah, let's see.
And if you're wondering who will be judging you on what is anti-Israel, well, that's no other than the Israeli 8200 Special Forces Intelligence Unit, which is literally made to combat and promote propaganda in the Middle East. So, when is TikTok turning into a big propaganda tool? Well, within 7 days is whenever the new community guidelines go into effect.
I'm glad I'm not really on TikTok any period. I don't even post on there really. But Allie, what is going on? You there now? Can you hear me? It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So yes. So if you having trouble on TikTok, this is the reason why IHOP has officially be monitoring everything you do on TikTok in 7 days. So it is what it is. So I think we knocked out everything. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we talked about today, Allie should go out and come back in. She keeps going out and come back in, and I don't know what's going on. It's not working. I have no idea. Here she goes again. She keeps trying. You there, Allie?
Yeah, don't delete the wrong.
I deleted the wrong one. Oh, damn.
Yeah, because then I couldn't hear you. There you go.
Okay. Damn. So what questions do y'all have? And I'll answer them. Put them in the super chat if you could. And I just missed this one. Batson43. Thank you so much for the super chat. Drop it in the super chat and we'll answer questions right now. Why is it that Candace can say any word she wants to say and doesn't worry about getting demonetized? But you have to say IHOP. She says the actual word without repercussions. I remember Jesse on Fire saying that, because Jesse on Fire, according to what he was saying, he was catching all kinds of hell. Every video he was putting out was getting demonetized. So my answer to that is I don't know. I just know what happens on my channel. I don't know. So I don't say I say IHOP because I wanted to play. Remember Coach Colin, he says he doesn't say Alex the guy.
He says Balix Jones.
He said Balix Tones.
Yes.
So he literally said, and the reason why I have to say that is because I have to, because if I say the real name, I'll have problems out of YouTube. So I don't know if I say that the actual name will happen with me, but Candace played Balix Tones' whole video.
She's different though. I think that's the reason that she's top podcaster right now. So, I think she's a little bit different than other YouTubers that have to watch what they say. And same with Trigger Smart. He told me too. When if you come on his live, you gotta not say this, not say that. There's certain words you can't say.
What is the things you can't say on
thing? The same thing like you're saying. Don't swear the first 5 minutes of your stream. Maybe after that you can a little bit, but you can't say anything appropriate about the what do you call them, the tadpoles and stuff like that. It is a thing now that I'm noticing, because I took the YouTube the tutorial myself and I'm learning about it as well. Like there's guidelines and you guys got to follow it or else your channel gets demonetized, and then that whole video that you worked on gets it is for nothing. So you got to go with the guidelines, and you can't talk bad about stuff in a countries in a certain way and stuff like that. So and especially what's happening right now, it's very in the spotlight, and we can't be talking we can't be saying the name all the time and speaking it like maybe Candace can, but I don't think she says it in the way that it's negative. I'm not sure. Does she say the IHOP in a negative way? She says
I'm not sure, but I think she does.
Yeah.
I think she does.
Well, she does? Okay.
So
then I
the
don't know.
video I did the other day about Venezuela, I didn't even want to say China. I didn't want to say nothing. So I just said the C word. So I was just like, all right, I don't want to keep saying all these different countries because I don't know what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, it's but it's a possibility because of Candace and who she is, she might know somebody over at YouTube that wouldn't demonetize her.
Yes. Connections.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so nobody has any particular questions except for that one question. And if I missed your question, it's because you didn't put it in the super chat. So I'm gonna say it one more time, just in case I missed your question. If you have a question for us or for this investigation, for anything having to do with this live stream, drop it in the super chat right now and we'll read it. You got to put color behind your names because the chat is going a little fast, so I can't read everything. Keep praying, guys. Can y'all put in the super chat? Stop asking questions when I put in the super chat. Right? Okay, let's see. We can talk shit about the president, but we can't say anything about it. I know, right? We can talk shit about the president, but we can't talk shit about somebody else's president. That is crazy.
Well, let's talk about the president right now in a little bit of a lighter light before January. He went to Mar-a-Lago. I think he had a New Year's Eve party. Did you see the painting he sold for 2.7 mil.
Who? Trump?
Trump.
I don't pay attention to that. What happened?
2.7 mil. Painting sold. A girl was there painting Jesus on the stage there while people were eating and stuff, and she finished the painting, and then he did an auction. Kind of felt weird that he was auctioning it off, but I think a person, was it the president, babe? I think it was the president of Cairo somewhere that bought it. That woman that's doing the paintings, Erika knows her. She's from Arizona, this painter, and she's done vigils and stuff and paintings of Charlie. And I'm a painter myself. I don't know if you know that, but I paint. I love painting. So I know how much work it is to paint and how you get no money from it, right? I do it just because I love painting. But this whole painting thing and this, I've done like a whole thing about Elvis versus Charlie and this like museum that she wants to open up and stuff. It's going to be spectacular, she said. It's like, can I have one thing, like his body? Just give me one thing. So I think she's going to put his body in a museum and in a thing where it's almost like Elvis Presley kind of thing. And I kind of like posted a little bit about it and how like Trump did that with his ex-wife. He put her in New Jersey. He put her in New Jersey in his golf club. That's where his ex-wife
buried her.
Yeah. So he gets like, I guess he doesn't have to do liens, or I don't know about the tax exemptions, but that's
if you bury somebody on your own golf course, it is now not taxable because it's a burial site now.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's wrong with that?
I'm thinking like I when this whole memorial thing was happening, and I know we all didn't want to talk about it. I told you that from September. I think I said it on your live stream. I'll pull it up somewhere. I said, like, look at these paintings they have showcased on the memorial. That painting that's there of Charlie with his hands praying is one of many. That girl that was there on the night of Trump selling the $2.7 million painting, she's the same one that painted Charlie. So they're all connected. Like, that painter works for this. It's just weird for me. And the selling of paintings, the selling of person that like, we talked about this before. When someone's dead, they're worth more. We talked about this before. Well, Biggie and what else?
Yeah.
So it's just, for me, it's just I think she's going to do like another Graceland, because I think Priscilla fought for it and now she's going to be buried there. So it's going to become a burial site.
Yeah.
It's just something to think about in the future, because she said she's making a museum. That's what Erika said. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For everybody to see. And what does museums do? Do you have to pay to get in, Aaron? Yeah, you do.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yep.
So, everybody, Baron is live. So let's all go over to Baron Coleman's live. Let's go spam Baron Coleman's live. And
he's live right now?
Yeah. Let's go in there and say, Miss Lego sent me. So let's all go over to Baron's live. I just seen that he's live, and let's see what he's talking about. All right. So everybody go to Baron Coleman's live and spam the chat and said, Mr. Lego sent me. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.